Hello guys, welcome back to the video. Today is day 20, season 1 of the video. Starting off down here we have the Disco, Defender, Car Trailer and the Honda Quad parked up. Then in the shed, all the bedding's out now, so we'll probably start storing kit in here. We don't know what kit, so for now she's empty. But obviously you can only have limited sort of height of kit, and obviously you have to get the kit in. So probably your tractor wouldn't fit. The 6600 could just barely scrape the roof of on the shed there, so I don't think any other tractors will be able to get through, because that's the shortest little cab we have of a tractor. But yeah, so shed's empty for now. We will start storing kit in there, because obviously we need space in the yard for in the summer, just for a bit more space as well, because it's nice to have a bit more space when you're busy in the yard, especially around summertime, with the kit that you already used in the winter, or you wouldn't use in the summertime. You can just go in here or whatever. But for now she's empty. Then we have the turn, the bucket, oil tank, chute trailer, John Deere Gator and the T6175 pod up. Over here we have the buck rake and the yard scraper. Then in the shed we have the KTM dirt bike, lawn mower, coon mower, New Holland mini baler, class front baler, John Deere bear upper, the feller rake and the JCB mini digger. So we haven't thought of any tractor or implement to go there yet, but probably the telehandler, because she hasn't been indoors since, like, I think it's summer. That was last time she was under a shed. And I think the 7740 and the T6175 are the two things that have been here so far. So the weather is starting to get good, but I feel like the telehandler can be parked in one of the sheds for now, because there is, well, while there's space really. Then we have John here, just checking up on the New Holland 7740, just looking in the engine there, just to sort of check up, see if there's anything needs doing. So he's lifted up the bonnet there. He's also had to turn the wheel there, because it's quite tight to get in past the steps without hitting your shin. But yeah, he's just checking there. He's already checked underneath, everything's fine. But yeah, so should just sort of check up, because obviously she will be used a lot in the summer, as will every other tractor on the farm. Then we have the pallet that the fertiliser spreader sits on, a spearhead hedge cutter, John Deere trail forager, which won't be used for another 2 months, and the John Deere 6920S. Then here we have the main man himself, the farmer, in the John Deere 3400 telehandler. He's got the boom up, and he's just got the fertiliser bag, and he's just loading up the fertiliser spreader there. Then we have the farmer's son in the 5612, and he's just got the fertiliser spreader on the back. So he's just going to head off to spread fertiliser on a field at the other farm. So we now have 2 fields at the other farm. So we had one last year, and then there was another one they're not using, so we're using that one as a sort of backup for silage or bales or whatever for animals, because what we normally do is put the cows and sheep in the field at the same time when we're doing bales here. So what we do is we put them, we don't fence them off, we sort of just put them in the field, because it'd be a bit tight if it was fenced off, so we sort of just let them roam around together, and they don't really mind each other. But now we have the option of splitting them into 2, but just so we can get it ready for silage, just in case, we're going to just go and spread fertiliser on it just to help it grow. So then we have the gates and fences from this sort of cow pen, Matt's Land Rover, Herbst dump trailer, bale trailer with the 2 bales on it. Then we have the Keenan feeder and the muck spreader parked up in this cow shed. So the handy thing about having an extra shed was that we have an extra 3 slots of parking for kit or tractors or whatever, because in the other farm we had this, where the trail forger is, that sort of section, a bit of the back there, and then they had a bit of an outside bit, but it didn't change much in the yard. Whereas now we've got an extra shed. It's a little bit tighter down there, but we've got extra space for storing stuff, which is nice, a bit nicer to have. Then we have the Marston size trailer, shoots and tyres off the pit, F. Williams flatbed trailer, Fleming roller and the Fleming double bay lifter. And here we have a local farmer in his New Holland T6180 Blue Power on his crampy grain trailer. It's mainly a grain trailer, but a lot of farmers use it for different things. And he's got some of the bedding from the sheep shed there. So we did end up having to, we took it to the farm, but they didn't have enough space left, and because obviously they were mucking out their animals as well, and there's different farmers collecting it. So what was left of the sheep muck is in there, and we did have another load or two, I think it was, of some of the muck from the other farm, because obviously they're giving it to farmers, and because they've already fertilised their fields, so they're just giving it out to farmers who need it. And it was basically, no farmers had come to collect the muck yet, so they just sort of stockpiled, and they didn't have any more space for the muck. They had too much of it, so until it died down, we kept it here and said you can come and collect it from here. So that's what it's come for. Yeah, that is mainly the sheep shed bedding. So this is the last of it. So he'll probably go and spread that on his arable land or whatever. So yeah, but it's nice to see a Blue Power New Holland. There is a couple of them in the area, but no, it's not actually a bad setup on that trailer, to be fair. Then in the sheep field, we've got all the ewes and lambs enjoying themselves here. The bale that was there is now gone. Then we've got the ducks and chickens and chicks and the lick bucket there. Then we have a ewe and her lamb eating the last remainders of the fresh bale they had in the last video. Then we have Matt and the 6616 with the muck grab on the front, and he's just giving them a bale there. So that's a fresh bale. So he had to use a muck grab because the pallet forks were on the telehandler. So, but it doesn't. It's actually a lot easier getting grip of the bale. So yeah, so we're down to the last two bales. Well, this is the second to last bale for the sheep, and then they'll just have to rely on the grass. But hopefully it'll be April by the time the bales have gone, so the grass will start to grow back a bit more quicker than it did in March, because obviously it's sort of spring, so it's starting to grow back. But we're hoping that we can get an extra bale off these two fields, because they're a bit bigger than the ones we had. Similar size, but just these are a bit bigger than, both fields are a bit bigger than the other two we had at the other farm. And we're going to try and go as close as we can to the edge so we can get more grass. And so it'll be 3 or 4 off here, and like 4, 5 or 6 of this. And obviously we have the backup field for bales if we need. For maybe that's even an extra 4, and then we leave the rest for silage. Or for grazing. But yeah, so he's just doing that there. And then in the cow field, we have a Charlie cow and her calf here, just finishing off their bale they had in the last video. Then we got the rest of them knocking around in the field. Then we got another cow and her calf eating around this area. And we've got the lick bucket, which is kind of in the way at this point, but when it's April we'll take it out. So they've had it about a month ish. It just helps them get a bit more nutrition. Then we've got the 2 meg lambs eating at their fresh bale, and another Shirley cow and her calf eating at the bale. Then we have the cockerel on top, and then the 2 hens sort of following him. So hopefully, once the bale and lick buck are out, there's a bit more space in here. So obviously these are beef cows, so these are quite big, and so they make it look a bit cramped. But yeah, so hopefully the calves, I mean, some of them you can see are quite big already, some not so much. It's mainly the Charlies that have the big cows, and then you got that Hereford one, which is quite big as well. So yeah, so we're starting to get a bit more busier on the farm, because obviously it's heading out of spring into sort of sunnier times. The nights are getting longer, so it's staying lighter, longer than it would be. So we're starting to get later nights with light, so it'll start getting lighter until 10 o'clock at night, so we have enough time to do stuff during the day, whether that be baling or silage or whatever. So hopefully we can get a bit more done in the videos. Now it's starting to get a bit more busier, I guess. Obviously now lambing and calving are over, it's sort of slowing down around the yard area and in the fields. But yeah, so we're hoping to do baling a bit earlier so we can get a good crop from each cut. So yeah, so enjoy the video guys, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and bye.